see that?
I would love to work with Jim Prentice on the other side and be Premier. I'd love to be Premier and have Jim Prentice on the other side and work with him. But the reality is I don't think he'll stay around if he's not Premier. But I would say that, you know, in all seriousness, I'm interested in governing for Albertans and giving them the best government possible. Our 5 priorities, which of course are low taxes and balanced budgets, concentrating and fixing our health care and seniors care, and bringing our education system back to #1 in the world, which I think is nothing short of negligence by the provincial government to lose that spot. Making sure we focus on transparency and accountability in our government, and focusing on our communities, which we believe have been neglected, you know, primarily in rural Alberta, but also in urban Alberta, Calgary and Edmonton, with transport and LRT and just general infrastructure. And that's why today we announced the completion of the ring road here in Calgary. One of the most obvious examples that differ us from the PCs and the NDP is that we've come up with a plan for infrastructure that actually is double the amount of the PCs and double the amount they've done in their MSI funding. But that funding is not controlled by, you know, some premier in Edmonton. It's controlled by the cities that get that allocation based on population. So they get it with no strings attached. $1.6 million under the MSI plan, under the 10-10 MSI. One of our announcements just recently was to restore the mental health funding in schools, but the PC's cut $7.5 million. Not reasonable. That will pay for somewhere between 420 and 440 teachers' aides to be able to work with these students that are suffering from these particular issues and that, you know, that are put into a classroom with other students, because it's not just those students that are suffering, it's all the students that are suffering because they don't have the people beside them that can actually help them with their school as they're dealing with the projects. We are the only party that has said we will reverse the tax increases that Jim Prentice has brought about. The NDP haven't said that. So we obviously differ on that very major issue, and as a result of that, they have to decide whether they will support us in our budget, because we will not be raising taxes.